Detective, you were present at the surveillance post throughout the evening of August 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you tell the jury, Detective, what gave you cause to believe that Mr. Mosca was receiving an illegal loan payment?
Well, we heard on the parabolic mic the defendant used the term juice, which is street slang for an extortionate rate of interest.
Thank you, Detective.
Detective, have you ever operated recording equipment on 19th Street before August 4th last?
Many times.
You caught pimps and hookers doing business?
And sometimes loan sharks.
Isn't it a fact, Detective, that on August 4th last, you had no interest in pimps and hookers?
Counsel, Vice always has interest in pimps and hookers.
Very funny, Detective. But as I see here in this news clip dated August 1st, there was a major Vice roundup conducted on the evenings of July 28th and 29th.
What's the question, Counsel?
The question, Detective, isn't it a fact that when you went to 19th Street on August 4th, you had no intention of arresting pimps and hookers? You were there because an informant had told you that Frank Mosca was going to be there.
Detective, I must direct you to answer the question. You've cleared the courtroom. We've taken all the precautions. You don't have to worry about security.
I understand that, Your Honor, but...
But what, Detective?
Yes, there was an informant involved. 90% of undercover work involves the information from informants.
And in this case, Detective, who was yours?
Your Honor, counsel's asking the detective to betray a confidence.
Huh, that's hardly relevant.
It's most certainly relevant to the safety of this informant.
Undoubtedly a three-time loser who traded lies about my client for a free hand to make
Objection.
book.
Counsel has established no basis for these slanders. Public identification will put the witness's life in danger.
Sell dope and run prostitutes while venal law officers like this one look the other way.
Common decency demands...
For once, I agree with the government counsel. Common decency demands that we dismiss this entire indictment, which is nothing but a stew of rancid meat that makes me want to retch and vomit!
Mr. Shenker, both attorneys approach the bench.
I want this off the record.
I am beginning to feel more like a lion tamer than a justice. Where do you learn such courtroom behavior?
As I said, Your Honor, before, the detective is very concerned about the safety of his informant.
And I must insist again on the substantial need of my client for cross-examination. Rules of disclosure...
Yes. I know all about the rules of disclosure, Mr. Shenker. Proceed!
Now, Detective, who told you you'd find Frank Mosca on 19th Street that night?
I refuse to say.
Detective, I must order you to answer the question. If you refuse, I will have to hold you in contempt.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I cannot say. It will endanger the life of my informant and inhibit my ability to do my job.
Then, Detective, you are in contempt of this court. Bailiff, confine the detective to the Metro Dade facility. Court is recessed.